Hello, and welcome to an update video for what I believe to be the 19th of April. It's not really what I believe to be if I have to go and have a look at the date. There's not much belief, unless I'm not 100% certain of what my eyes are telling me. We don't really need the panoramic view of my character, thank you. We're back in Morrowind, which seems to be where I always am when doing an update video. For those who haven't seen my update videos before, they tend to be rather laid back. What I will do, actually, is make sure that the game is running fine on the live stream, because I have had issues with it before, but I believe I've resolved all issues that I have previously had with Morrowind. It should be running as smooth as can be now. I don't really know who to blame. OBS? Open Morrowind? I really don't know. But there have been issues in the past. It's part of the reason why you constantly see Morrowind showing up in my update videos, and yet, where are the Morrowind recordings? Yeah, it's because I have indeed had issues. Yeah, that is running without issue. Alright, so this is obviously going up on the other... Well, not even the other, it is Link Inverse on Twitch, of course. But this is going up on the Doomlink channel, so yeah, it is the other YouTube channel. There is, however, only one Twitch channel. I might comment on that briefly. So, despite having two separate YouTube channels, the question may arise as to why I've only got the one Twitch channel. As tempting as it is to make a second Twitch channel just for Doomlink, in other words, non-Monster Hunter stuff, how about you?
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Don't talk to me randomly.
Sorry, these guys have very gruff, throaty, raspy voices. Someone is... Can you not stand in my personal space and sniff loudly into my ear? Honestly, that's extremely unseemly. I mean, I don't even know really where to start. So, yes. The reason why I've got two different YouTube channels, but only one Twitch channel, is because I don't think it would be appropriate to have two Twitch channels, given that people subscribe to Link Inverse, and then also definitely watch the stuff that I live stream that is non-Monster Hunter related. I wouldn't want to take their subscription and then not have it be completely transferable across all of the things that I record. I think that would be doing those people a disservice. You know, there are various benefits associated with subscribing, current and probably to be experienced in the future, depending on whether or not I make the Twitch viewing experience a little bit more involved than it is now. You know, things like sub points. Well, not sub points, what's the word? Channel points, I guess? Yeah, channel points are something that can be utilized to some degree, which I have not done whatsoever. There are no channel point rewards on Link Inverse, but it is what it is. I may or may not work on that in the future. But basically, I do not really want to have two separate Twitch streams, two separate Twitch channels. As much as it would suit my needs, it doesn't really suit the viewership, in my opinion. In no real way does it do that. So, the reason why I've decided to do an update video today is because there are a number of things to discuss about the Doomlink channel. This is not really going to cover the Link Inverse channel in any real depth. The Link Inverse YouTube channel will be mentioned, I suspect. But, as I say, this is going up on the Doomlink YouTube channel, and it is intended to speak chiefly to the state of the Doomlink channel, which is not amazing, and plans going forward for that. So you will have noticed that I'm currently doing a live stream series, like a sort of blind playthrough of Elden Ring. I've been enjoying that so far. It has been slightly marred by technical difficulties, but I can tell you that that's all been ironed out now. The next recording that I do for Elden Ring, which I suspect will be today, so maybe about an hour or two after I finish this update video, you will be able to watch me do some more Elden Ring. That will be technical difficulty free. That will be completely smooth, hopefully. I mean, touch wood, of course, but basically I resolved the issue that I was having with my SSD The issue, incidentally, was the cable. I was using a weird USB cable, which was not designed to be used for that kind of thing. Like, I guess you could say data transfer. It was, basically, it came from a flatbed scanner that I had, and I thought that it would be perfectly fine to connect an external enclosure for an NVMe SSD to my computer using that cable. It turns out that that cable is not designed to be used in that way at all. So it caused a number of issues. Let me just deal with this prick. I did not suffer the cliff races. Let me just make that abundantly clear. Yes, alright. No, you don't. You get out of my face, sir. I have no interest whatsoever in the experience you're going to give me in combat. So, Elden Ring, that is going to continue apace. I don't know how much I will do of Elden Ring beyond that series, to be honest with you. I have so many other things that I want to work on, but that is going to continue regardless, because it is my first time playing that game. It is a first playthrough. Whenever I want to play Elden Ring, at this stage in Shadow of the Erdtree, it has to be recorded, because it is my first time experience. So that does generally prompt me to record that more frequently. Some guars are actually non-aggressive, but I'm not taking the chance. Well, now you stop moving, of course you would. Bastard. Bastard. Very good. I'm doing sneak attacks, by the way. Hence the one-shots. Oh, didn't one-shot him. This Allet is rather robust. Rather sturdy. Oh, he's got a friend. They do tend to... perhaps it's mating season. I did actually see a case where there was a gentleman walking around taking notes about the Allets. And he had found two of them mating and he got killed. And he had left his notes behind in order for me to essentially see how he died. Well, not in order. It's not like that was part of his plan, but that was the consequence of him getting killed and then dropping his notes. I was able to see the manner in which he died. Back to the update video. Of course, I'm recording Morrowind, so I'm going to be discussing Morrowind, but yeah, not at length. I'll try not to anyway. You may have noticed that after redirecting the traffic into the Doomlink channel towards Link Inverse, that has left the Doomlink channel languishing in obscurity. Because the majority of people that I made videos for on the Doomlink channel were people there to watch Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter was the most successful game and the most successful recording series that I... So in other words, Doomlink's Live Hunts, Hunting with Purpose, etc. That was the most successful stuff on that channel. I then upload a video saying, hey, go over here to watch Monster Hunter stuff. And look, the Link Inverse channel is doing very, very well. My uploads quite frequently reach beyond 500 views, often going into the, cross the 1,000 threshold, which never actually happened on the Doomlink channel. The reality is that when you decide to record different games, you are going to have wildly varied uptake on the on those videos. You know, people who are not interested in the stuff that's non-Monster Hunter will not click on the video, and that will affect your viewership. It will affect the way the algorithm looks at your work. It will have all of those effects. And so, basically, viewership is healthier for that reason on the Link Inverse channel. But because I had so heavily invested in Monster Hunter stuff on the Doomlink channel, now that that has gone elsewhere, the Doomlink channel really doesn't have much going for it. It's a little bit of a dead channel. Basically, the best number of views that I can get, that I can acquire, are about 30. 30 per video. I mean, not great, considering that channel's been going for 11 years now. Like, that specific channel has been going for 11 years. There's not much of a viewership to speak of, is there? People have come and gone over the years when it comes to the stuff that I do on that channel. I suspect that some of them were turned off by Monster Hunter stuff, but you can't blame me from following what people are interested in. You also can't blame me for trying to, I guess, increase viewership for one of my favorite games. You know, if people are interested in it, I'm going to invest time into that. But it ended up hurting my Monster Hunter stuff. So, as I say, that's healthier now that it's on its own channel. But the Doomlink channel needs work. The Doomlink channel, as it is simply not working. Basically, I look at it, and I see the problem pretty quickly. It's very generic. You know, literally the series, and I use that word in its plural form, are all very generic, very standard. It's literally something along the lines of Dark Souls 2 livestream series. Number 1, number 2, number 3, etc. And that's just not going to work in today's YouTube environment. The reason why I sort of pig-headedly pursued things in that way for so many years is because I thought, well, when people find the content, they'll see that it is of reasonable quality and may actually subscribe, be entertained by it, and then tune in again in the future. But it just, unfortunately, that's not enough. So I need to up the presentation standards a little bit. It can't just be Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning livestream series with my face on the front. Like, it's not. And when I say my face, I mean, you know, a screenshot of the in-game content with me there on the webcam view. It's just not up to standard. So what I'm going to do going forward is create a new video series called Doing It Live with Doomlink. It's sort of, it's not really, if I were to turn it into an acronym, sorry, an acronym, not an anachronism. Hopefully it's not an anachronism in any way. I'm trying to have this be modern and fresh and interesting. If I were to turn this into an acronym, it would loosely be DLDL, but of course there are several words and conjunctions in between, so it doesn't completely work in that way. But yeah, Doing It Live with Doomlink sort of has a bit of a feel to it. So yes, this is Morrowind, you are correct. And the plan is to have pretty much all of my live stream series on the Doomlink channel to be referred to as such. It's going to be Doing It Live with Doomlink in whatever game. So I'm thinking of having in the video title it would be DLDL : the game. And then probably, as I used to do it back in the Let's Playing days, have each video have its own little title. Like a little title almost as you would flesh out a chapter title of sorts. You know, it's like a chapter in the video series. That is what I mean when I say upping the presentation a little bit. So I'm probably going to keep the live streams into 30-minute segments. If it has to go up to 1 hour based on whatever's happening in the recording, then that's fine. I can accept that. But yeah, so you would have roughly 30 to 60 minute videos. DLDL hyphen the game, and then part number, and then the name of it, probably, like the chapter as I'm describing it. Basically the unique title that I guess reflects some kind of impression that I have during the recording, the experience that I'm having in the recording, something like that, you know, sort of interweaving the old with the new. That's kind of that's the objective there. With the Doomlink's live series of the past, it's pretty much going to work in the same way. There isn't going to be a huge change to what you see inside the video. The presentation will be pretty similar. It's not really, how do I say, there's not much of a formula to it. I sit down in front of the game and I talk. And I think that's what those of you who frequently return to my content enjoy. It's the presentation style is that, and I don't plan to change it. It's the way people find it which needs to change. That needs to be updated. So, as well as that, like as far as doing it live with Doomlink, that's not going to feature in the titles, but it will feature on the thumbnails in the form of a logo. I've got a logo in the works now, and that will pretty much be how people see the full name, doing it live with Doomlink, and I will also say it verbally at the beginning of each recording. So, yeah, that is how I'm going to try and crack the complete lack of viewership on the Doomlink channel. It's not going to suddenly pop off. It's not going to be, you know, unlocking the floodgates or opening the floodgates to some kind of torrent of enthusiasm and interest and adoration for my stuff. No, it's just going to be actually getting it out there a little bit as opposed to not at all. Currently, I would say the visibility of those recordings is non-existent. You are not quite as innocent as you may appear, sir. I readily accept that you don't look aggressive at all, but I've fought enough of you to know that you are, in fact, quite aggressive. Kwama Forager. Yeah, the endgame has been doing very well on the Link Inverse livestream channel. I guess it's the YouTube channel, but it is essentially a channel that is designed to show all of the VODs. And I can't really completely replicate that on the Doomlink channel, unfortunately, because it's not going to be one single series. What I hope to do is get an audience that want to see various RPGs, because that is pretty much the best way that I can categorize the stuff that will appear on the Doomlink channel. It's never going to be stuff like FPS games, because that's a little bit too much of a departure from that. But Zelda, Souls, bit of Elder Scrolls, like what you're seeing here, that will all feature. I've still got Kingdoms of Amalur going. Oh, Castlevania as well. Castlevania and Bloodstained will definitely feature on that channel. So all of these things really, I think, will have common interest among the viewership. I think people who want to see at least two of those games are quite likely to want to see all of those games. So the idea is just to present it better on YouTube, to have it be a little bit more professional, a little bit less cobbled together, and as far as how I approach it, to do so with in a little less pretentious kind of way, like be a little less pretentious insofar as, you know, I sit here and say, well, it may look unprofessional, but when you click on the video, it's perfectly fine, and then that's going to make up for the unprofessional presentation as far as the thumbnails and video titles are concerned. Well, I don't think that's an acceptable way to proceed, especially given the way the channel has declined after relocating the Monster Hunter viewer base. I do need to do some Dragon Quest as well. I mean, there are so many things to be done. I wouldn't mind touching on a bit of Pokemon. I've always meant to do Pokemon, but have never gotten around to it. It's a bit of an investment, you know. Time investment, I mean. It could also be a financial investment, because I do intend to play the original games, and not really being a Pokemon fan, I don't have many Pokemon games. I've got, what do I have? I've got Pokemon Mystery Dungeon on... See, back on the DS, I used to pirate my stuff. I had a little flash cart with a micro... It must have been a micro SD. Have I still got it? I don't know where my DS is right now, but if I could find it, I'd be able to find it. Feels like, based on my memory, I want to say this is pre-micro SD, but the size of the thing was really, really small. This is going back to like 2006. But yeah, I had a little memory chip inside this flash card, which would just load all the games that I wanted. So I actually don't have many physical DS games, unfortunately. I've got some Castlevanias, but yeah, a lot of those have become collectible now. And the point that I'm making is the desire to play, say, Pokemon games on their original systems is a little bit expensive considering that I don't currently have the games. The collectability of these games has gone up immensely. Not in any sensible sort of way, not in a way that I could even remotely justify, but that is the situation as it stands. Good day. Shut up. I've contracted Whitbane. Fuck you, is this a common disease or is this something else? Let's have a look. Cure common disease. Do I have the other one? There's another form of disease which can be cured with a spell, but I've not acquired that yet. This is just a level 23 character. It's relatively early on. I believe that has that? Yes. I no longer have Whitbane. I do, however, have weakness to Magicka, which I'm always going to have. Good old Elfborn, hey? Alright. Yeah, so, it needs to go further because, in other words, the decision that I've made here to have it be a proper series for everything and to present it a little better is kind of necessary, because things can't continue as they are. One thing that I will say also is that... Oh, I already have this bow. Silly me. I'm trying to conjure it. One thing I will mention also is that when I record these original games on their original systems, I actually need a little bit of a better way to record them, because what I'm using at the moment is the original Elgato Game Capture HD. A very versatile capture card, but you know when you use something and you think it looks just fine, but then you give it some thought and you realize, wow, this looks like absolute donkey dick. Well, that was the realization I came to with the Elgato Game Capture HD. So I think I first became aware of it when I looked back at my older recordings that I did for Dragon Quest Swords. So if you don't know my history of Dragon Quest Swords on the Doomlink channel, I did a Let's Play in 2015, I did a returning Let's Play in 2017 to do like the second game mode, I then did a live stream in 2019, then did another live stream last year. So I've basically revisited the game 3 times for a total of 4 separate recording series on that channel. And what that did was it allowed me to compare my live stream quality for recording that game to my old recording quality using an old capture card that I used to use. It was called an AverMedia Game Capture HD, and that could not live stream. I wouldn't be able to use that now, unfortunately, but it looks so much better. The quality comparison is insane, and when you see that side by side, you have a slight mindfuck moment where you go, how have I been looking at the Elgato's quality and thinking this is acceptable? I go back to, the old recording of Dragon Quest Swords, and the quality of it is so much better. It almost looks precisely as it does on my television, whereas Elgato looks... I don't even know what that is. It just looks like shit. It's not just... I should make this very clear. It's not just about the sharpness of the image quality. It's not about resolution. It's about color reproduction. The colors are reproduced terribly on the Elgato. It doesn't matter how versatile this thing is, or the fact that I can just plug it in and it works, and that's sort of less the case nowadays because I've been having issues with the data port on it. It's a mini USB data port that's not completely soldered to the board. It's whenever it wiggles slightly, it disconnects, which is great. I don't even want to get into that right now, but basically, it's substandard. It's not good enough. So I need to get a better recording solution for these older consoles. One that does not look like absolute arse. And yeah, that's sort of put the brakes on anything that I'm recording off an original system. Like, for example, Castlevania Circle of the Moon is being recorded off a GameCube with the Game Boy Player attachment using the original cartridge. The reason why I do it that way is because it doesn't just feel more authentic, you are seeing the actual game as it was on its original cartridge. I feel like there is a bit of a disconnect between the gamer and the game if you're just emulating it. Now, I was a very early adopter of emulating in the mid-2000s, but with the passage of time, I've really come to learn that emulating is just it's a bit soulless, At the time, it was such a no-brainer because literally, you'd have your computer screen, which typically was of a higher resolution than your television at that time, and then you almost look like you've... The appearance of an emulated game at that time, and I suppose it's still the same now, it's like the true resolution, it's like the true quality of the game. It's not being marred or in any way affected by the console or the display you're using. It's like the true internal resolution of the game. It's like the way it was always meant to look. And so I always wanted to play it that way, on an emulator, with its true quality. But I look at it differently now. I don't know if it's nostalgia, I don't know if it's attachment to physical hardware that has sort of blossomed within me over time, but yeah. Yeah, that's the reason why I will not be emulating, unless I absolutely have to. Like, an example of when I would emulate would be if I were playing, I don't know, Zelda CDI. I'm not spending $600 on a fucking CDI game. That's simply not happening. So, yeah, and I guess technically you could say that... oh, what was I glitching on there? I was glitching on something. You could technically say that recording on a GameCube with the GameCube Game Boy player is a form of emulation, but the fact that I'm using an actual cartridge, so... This is something you just don't get on an emulator. My save file for my Castlevania Circle of the Moon series is on this cartridge right here. So it's physically on the cartridge, on the... Well, I think... No, I don't think this has a save battery. I hope it doesn't. It's one of the early Game Boy Advance games. So, like, literally, that series is on that cartridge. That game data is on that cartridge. It's more meaningful. I just prefer it that way. All I need to do is ensure that I'm recording that as smoothly as I can. So, the update on that subject, really, to summarize, is that there is scope for improvement. Scope for better video quality, better live streaming quality when I want to play those games. Particularly, I need to revisit Zelda Wind Waker. I mean, I've got a lot of options for Wind Waker. So, you've got that GameCube version, you've got the Japanese GameCube version, and I'm currently having delivered, well, I suppose this wouldn't be an option for Wind Waker. I'm getting the Japanese version. I'm getting the Japanese version of this, which is the GameCube Collector's Edition, which includes a Wind Waker demo. I'm not actually going to play it. Interestingly, I did do a recording back in 2019 of the Zelda Wind Waker demo on this disc, but yeah, I'm getting the Japanese version of this, I guess because I like collecting stuff. But I also enjoy playing the Japanese versions of these games. So, in other words, there's so many things that I want to play on physical hardware, and I'm just a little concerned that the current method of recording is a bit substandard. Yeah, I know that the GameCube versions of the ones that appear on the Collector's Edition, they're a bit unstable. I have a lot of experience with them, so I'm not too worried about it. I mean, I don't really know how it compares to... So, for example... Where is it? Yeah, so included with Zelda Wind Waker, the gold version, it does actually have the Ocarina of Time and Master Quest disc. So I've grown up playing that, never had any problems, but I think that the Zelda Collector's Edition one is not that great. I think I did one playthrough of Majora's Mask on that, and I didn't really run into too many issues. There's potential for issues, right? But it's, yeah, I do recognize that it's not a completely seamless experience. But hey, like, you're gonna get the physical hardware experience. It's not the seamless and clean emulation or emulated experience. It's what you would get at the time. And I guess that's really what I'm aiming for. It's authenticity, but then also I get something out of it. I enjoy it personally. It's something I prefer. I've got a Nintendo 64. It's just, I've got two Nintendo 64s. I've got a PAL Nintendo 64 and a gold Japanese one. I tried to record Ocarina of Time, the Japanese version. So that's Ocarina of Time, the Japanese version, on Nintendo 64. Well, it's not that I tried to record it for a series, it's that I thought that I would check to see if it could actually be recorded on the Elgato, and for some reason, it's, that's the cartridge there. Japanese version. For some reason, the resolution was actually, it seemed to be below 240p, which was unexpected, or it was a slightly strange resolution that was not picked up by the Elgato Game Capture HD. It was the first time that I had encountered a game that capture card couldn't record. I've had no issues recording other Nintendo 64 games, no issues recording the Super Nintendo. The Super Nintendo is the oldest console that I've tried it on, and it works as fine as it can do. You know, after having slagged off the Game Capture HD, it's, as I say, its one strength is that it's versatile. But yeah, it didn't really work with that. There's the Japanese Majora's Mask as well, but beautiful artwork. Like, look how good that is. And on the back as well. Good stuff. I love these games. But yeah, I want to record all of these, and I shall do so. That's the bottom line. Oh. Scampy scamp. Scamp. We've actually got the federal election in Australia, and there was a local candidate called, well, I won't say her name, but her surname is basically this, and I just think of this creepy elf creature every time I see her name. It's very unfortunate. It's an unfortunate surname. Yeah, you guys are doing federal elections as well. I'm going to do this. Daedric Shrine, I assume that you are aggressive. I'm going to quick save, go back here, see if you're aggressive. You're not aggressive. You are aggressive, you bastard. Make up your mind. I'm going to return to my quick save. What I'll do is I'll wait for this to run out. Cool. Recast. Crouch, because he can't see me. I've got reasonable sneaking. Didn't really do much for me. Oh, really a Dremora as well? I mean, get a life. I'm being pursued by many people. Okay. First proper confrontation scenario for those of you watching the update. I'm just turning around to make sure that I'm going in a reasonable direction. A direction that's not going to cause me to get stuck in a corner. Okay. If necessary, I will cast a stamina recovery spell. My restoration is quite good. Now below half stamina. Of course, stamina will affect your hit chance. The lower my stamina goes, the more likely it is that my attacks will miss completely. That's your dice roll combat from old RPGs. Doesn't really translate as well in a game that looks like this, in my opinion. Once you've reached this sort of graphical quality, it's a bit awkward when your arrows go straight through the enemy. Excuse me. So when your arrows go straight through the enemy, it's like, oh, come on. It spoils the immersion slightly. I've now got a whole procession of people. This is why we do ranged combat, ladies and gentlemen. I got an all caps bless you from Peaberry there. I suppose it was a dramatic sneeze, wasn't it? But it's a dramatic sneeze for a dramatic moment is what I would say. Get fucked, you bastards. Alright. He's got a Daedric War Axe. Let's just... I'm not going to be using any War Axes because it's not for this build, but there you go. I will stay still so that my character can demonstrate the War Axe. He'll twist his wrist and give us a look at the axe. Yeah, that's a fucking weapon design. Look at that. I like that a lot. Okay, so that's that. Let's get my paralysis dagger back out. This is such a good... I don't know if you'd call this a sidearm, whatever you want to call this. I think sidearm only works for like a pistol, doesn't it? I call this a sort of backstop for when things go wrong. I can just stab people with this and then they get paralyzed. I think for 30 seconds, do they not? No, 20 seconds. That's still pretty impressive. It's my backup. Okay, rat. I'm not interested in... Well, I am interested in you, rat, because... Turns out that I've been expending my ammunition on you. But yeah, these update videos, for those who are unfamiliar, tend to play out this way. It's not just pure update and nothing else. Apparently I'm summoning a Dremora. Come on, get to work, get to work. I actually meant to conjure a... yeah. I actually meant to conjure a bow in that moment, but I summoned a Dremora instead, because I do have that set to my hotkeys. Anyway. I don't think you really missed anything, P-Berry, as far as tuning in late is concerned. I see you. Get out of here. Ha! Take that rat. That's a big rat. Look at the size of that rat. When you're fighting the rat, from a first-person perspective, you don't realize how big they are, but standing next to this Dremora, I realized quite quickly how big this guy was. Dark Messiah of Might and Magic. I've not heard of that, no. How old is it? There's so many old RPGs I'd like to play. I'd like to play Gothic. I'd like to play Kingsfield. Like Kingsfield I do need to play. Oh, I've been paralyzed. This is called a hunger. He's not doing much to me. I don't know why. How did you completely fail to deal damage to me? What? Am I taking any damage at all? No. What is he doing? Whatever you're attempting to do, it's not working in your favor. You're just delaying the inevitable at this point. How you are completely able to deal damage to me, I don't really know. It's quite bizarre. Anyway. He's showing off his emotes. Yeah, he is. Alright, let's save after all of that. Wait, did I find the orc? I want his armor. I want his armor to sell. I can't really carry it, but I'll just have to use some Sujama or Matze or something like that to increase my strength. Because when you increase your strength, you additionally increase your carry weight. Don't know where he's gone now. I'll have to find the area where I was fighting all these enemies. There he is, he's down there. I was interrupted, I think. I was interrupted by a cliff racer, I suspect. Oh, look at all this orcish stuff. There's no way I'm going to be able to carry all that. It's medium armor. I'm using light armor for this build, so... yeah, sadly. Almost hit dispose of corpse instead of take all. That would have been unfortunate. Speaking of unfortunate, this guy is unfortunate. Or he has experienced misfortune, perhaps, is something I could say. Alright, let's drink some Sujama. As you can see, a whole lot more equip load now. I say equip load because, I don't know. Hopefully you know what I mean when I say that. Let me consider if there is anything else to discuss for the channel. With this new series, we're doing it live with Doomlink. The intention is to I guess, start from scratch with a lot of series, but also I wouldn't mind ingratiating. Is that the word that I want? No. Grandfathering in. That's the word. I want to grandfather in some previous series, you know. So even, like, let's take Castlevania Lament of Innocence. Castlevania Lament of Innocence is something that I would like to be part of the Doing It Live with Doomlink series, but obviously those earlier recordings, I think beginning in 2021 or 2020, are not going to have that Doing It Live with Doomlink introduction. But that is not a game that I want to replay, okay? I don't, well, at least not now. I want to continue with the existing save, so I will have to go back, change those details, and that'll be fine. It's just going to be one of those weird transition periods where the older stuff is not going to be in line with the new stuff as far as the introductions are concerned. Mostly introductions. It's like I was going to list off some things. It's just the acknowledgement in the recording itself that what you're watching is the Doing It Live with Doomlink series. So that's not going to be possible unless I can slip in a little edit. What's going on with you? Yeah, I thought that you'd be aggressive. It's strange how you have to go so close to them. Maybe it's because of my sneaking ability. Although I wasn't in the process of sneaking. I had best improve my stamina. What was that? What on earth was that? How did it... Oh, that's why I took so much of my magicka. It's because I have drained my intelligence with this Sujama that I'm using to carry all of this orcish stuff, and I suspect I'll be getting even more orcish stuff momentarily. So it's worth mentioning that when you cast Bound Bow, which is what this is called, it does also increase your marksman skill. So if I open up, it's got marksman at 70, so obviously chance to hit the enemy very, very high, provided your stamina is good. We want more Sujama, please. Thank you. And more orcish stuff. Money, money, money. I've already got 39,000 drakes. So yeah, I think that's really all that I need to say about the Doing It Live with Doomlink series. As I mentioned before, it's not really going to be different in terms of presentation within the video itself. It's just going to be an introduction, and then, I suppose, shorter segments. Shorter segments is how I can describe it. I do hope to do a Morrowind series, but there are other things that I want to revisit first. Definitely other things. So yeah, I guess just to cap off the discussion about Doing It Live with Doomlink, anything that is currently ongoing, so anything that I'm still working on, I will grandfather in the earlier parts to make it so that it is now a Doing It Live with Doomlink series. Anything that I create anew will obviously be Doing It Live with Doomlink, and or DLDL, whatever I say, I can say DLDL if I want. I don't know if that sounds good or not. We'll have to find out in time. But anything that is a completed series, it's been capped off, all done, that does not need to be changed. That will remain as is. That will be like a legacy recording series for the channel that will just sit in history. So, there you have it. As for games that I play, I will try to focus on the ones that I'm working on currently. But then I may also bring some others. Oh yeah, the Elden Ring Blind series, I'm probably going to keep it as is. I don't think I'm going to make that a Doing It Live with Doomlink right now, because it's its own special thing. It's a blind playthrough, first time playing Elden Ring, or Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. So I'm just going to keep that as is. And then, if I do choose to record Elden Ring in the future, in the same way that I'm doing Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2, I will have that be part of the DLDL series. Having to consume a lot of Sujama at the moment. I'm continuing to venture into the Daedric Shrine because there may be more loot. It's all about the loot. And also, when you're engaged in combat with these enemies, all of your stats are raised in the process. It's very useful. Hello there. Got an interesting helmet. I think it's some kind of Dunmer helmet. My stamina is not looking good. I don't actually know if I can... No, I can just barely cast another stamina recovery spell. Look at this guy. He's got a sort of... He strafes to the side to avoid you. Or at least that's how it looks. Maybe that was just a coincidence. Boiled natural leather. What is your helmet? Doesn't show up. It's creepy, that's what I can tell you. It's probably also a form of natural leather. Oblivion remaster. That is a game that is much in need of a remaster, I have to tell you. Oblivion is one of those games where... I don't know if it's because it's on new systems or if it's because it's an older PC game. It doesn't run that well. It doesn't run that well at all. So I'm very eager for an Oblivion remaster. I had not heard about it, Odium's. But if it does exist, I mean, you say it's just a rumor at this stage, but leaks tend to be fairly accurate these days. The provenance of the leak is usually important. I have no way of confirming that at this stage, but if it's come from a more or less reputable source, then I will assume that yes, it is coming, and indeed, I'm excited to see that, because when I play Oblivion, I do get frame drops. I really do get frame drops. Did I one-shot you? You really need to work on your defense. Well, I suppose you can't. Not now. You could have done, but that is no longer available to you as an option. Fortify health, yes. Restore fatigue, yes. I don't need a cure common disease because I've already got a spell for it. I will rest until healed. And I will take the offerings and fight the Dremora that appears after doing so. But let's just circle around, see if we can find any loot behind the statue. Oh, yes, indeed. Mazter. Sheen. We don't want that. But we do want Grief. I will take Grief, because that is also a Fortify Strength beverage. Scroll of Grey Death, Drain Health, probably don't need that. Command Creature, not interested. Mysticism increased to 62, very useful. Response to Bero's speech. Destruction increased, very useful. Okay, absorbing a whole load of attributes with one scroll. Let me open this up. Oh my god, these are my least favourite loot chests, okay? You can see why. I have to go through all of them individually and see what I want to take. It's almost tempting to not bother, isn't it? Cure paralyzation is useful. I don't know why they didn't write cure paralysis. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with the word paralysis, guys? Come on. Cure poison? Okay. Dispel. Water breathing. I've already got a water breathing spell, I think. I think it's like a 100-second breathing, water breathing spell. Not many hours in on this character. Time played, I think, is visible. Yeah, time played 2 days, 3 hours, and 38 minutes. So, yeah, not very far in. Not really. Relative to how much time you can spend. That's my... If you can see it, I do realize that the menu of this game is very dark. It's just... you know, a theme of this game, but you can see the coloured in parts of the map and what I've explored. Not very much at all. I mean, very minimal exploration has been done. Shield. Frost shield, rather. I don't really bother with the elemental shields. Light. Don't really want Potion of Light. Don't need Night Eye, Swift Swim. I tend to just use water walking. Levitate? I have a stupid levitate weapon. You heard me correct. I have a levitate weapon. And it's unbelievable. Okay, so what I wanted to do, because this is a magic build, is invest in alteration so that I could use my levitation effectively. But no, you see, I ended up getting a steel blade of heaven, which has a charge of 1,125, and which means I can use it a lot, and charge does automatically recover as time passes. So if you need to, you either wait or you pass time while healing in order to get this charge back up. But it casts levitate at 50-point intensity for 30 seconds. I mean, 50-point intensity for 30 seconds, it would require more magicka than I currently have, which is a lot. Not right now, because I have reduced my intelligence to increase my strength temporarily, just to carry all of my orcish stuff here. But it would require more than like 250 magicka, which I think is roughly what I've got maximum, which is a lot. That's like a fairly heavy investment in magicka. I believe that if I go down to my, or go up rather, to my powers, no. Where would that be mentioned? Oh, it's here, I think. Yeah, signs. So, the apprentice, I believe using the apprentice sign gives you more magicka. Basically, I've gone all in on magicka, and still, I wouldn't be able to do that. And also the cost, or rather the spell chance, like the chance to even cast it would be in the negative, I think. So, yeah, basically, this dagger is stupid. It basically completely circumvents the need to use magic in my magic build. Unbelievable. But, anyway. As you can see, when I began the casting, it was well off target, but as long as I get myself on target, it's all good. It's all good. Oh no, over encumbered. Alright, I should only need one more Sujama because I'm going to take on this Dremora that will appear momentarily. Oops, didn't want the plate, actually. Not interested in the plate. You poor bastard. Yeah, get as much damage out as you can before he casts his shield, because the thing with Dremoras is that they don't have a huge amount of health, but when they cast shield, it will take longer to kill them. There you go. Good night. What have you got? A Daedric Daikatana? I think that's the big two-handed one, isn't it? Oh, it's just a regular katana. The Daikatana is the big two-handed one. This one is a one-handed longblade at 50,000. Very good. Now, of course, the only value of this for me right now is in its gold resell rate, or resell amount. Pretty cool weapon, isn't it? I will stay still so that he can showcase it once again. I do love the Daedric weapons in this game. Very cool. Oh yeah, look at that. Good shit. Alright, that will be a whole lot of stuff to sell. That's my little journey into this Daedric Shrine. I was just wandering around. I really wasn't sure what I was going to be doing in this recording. I was literally, if it were not obvious, mucking about in that general area, in the Ashlands region, and found a Daedric Shrine, so that was something to do, I guess. I think I will use more Sujama because I'm going to go sell this shit with the Mudcrab Merchant. If he does take armor, I don't know if he takes armor. If he doesn't, I'll go to the Scamp in Caldera. But yeah, that's really it for this update video. Obviously, the update to gameplay ratio is it is such that unless you watch all of it, you're probably not going to get the whole update, are you? But it's just how I prefer to do these things. It's more fun for me. Changes are coming to the Doomlink channel. it will not continue to, as I say, languish in obscurity for long, I don't think. We just need a bit more discoverability. As I say, it's not going to open the floodgates, but it will give that channel a better chance of success in the future. And yeah, I hope you guys will be joining in on what there is to see and do in these various games that I'll be playing. That is it for this update video, and I thank you for tuning in. Later on, probably in about an hour or two, I will be going live in Elden Ring. So I'll see you guys there if you're still awake, or if you're inclined to watch. Goodbye for now.